Is this a fascinating psychological exercise or a real-life torture chamber? Welcome to the game of death. A documentary on French television appeared to be a game show. In reality, it was an experiment to find out if television could push people to outrageous lengths. They asked one contestant a question. If they missed, they then zapped their partner with 460 volts of electricity. No matter how much this guy cried out, they wouldn't let him go until he appeared to die. Out of 80 players, only 16 decided not to do it. The point of the documentary, people were not equipped to disobey. A group of psychologists were involved using this as a case study. Charlotte, you're a PhD of social ethics. Is there any redeeming quality to this experiment, or should the psychologists lose their license?
I think there is much redeeming quality to this. I think these types of tests are fascinating. They've been done for decades. You may remember the Stanley Milgram experiment in the 1960s, and it was very similar. He brought in people off the street, and they had to shock somebody fatally, and 65% of the people did that. There was also the prison experiment, the Stanford prison experiment in 1971, in which some students were divided into groups, and some became guards and the others prisoners, and after 6 days the guards were abusing the prisoners because they were basically in these roles. People are, in general, conformists. They defer to authority. And they do this, I think, for self-preservation. It's a survival mechanism. It's getting along with other people, social cooperation. And you can say, oh, this is really negative and this is really a horrible thing to learn, but I think it's a positive thing because it says that we are more a product of circumstance than character. And why is that good? That's good if you're trying to make the world better. You're trying to be a reformer or a revolutionary because it means you can change the situation rather than the values of someone, because the values are much more concrete and harder to change. So I think it's fascinating that people volunteer for this. I think it's a good way to embark upon self-reflection and say, wow, why did I act this way in this particular circumstance? It's a learning opportunity.
Why did I allow myself to be electrocuted? Go ahead, Gustavo.
Yeah, I'm mad at Charlotte because she stole my Stanley Milgram punchline. Thanks a lot, Charlotte. Yeah, it's been done. I don't understand why they had to make a documentary about this. There's been studies like that forever. And frankly, I like this idea of a crazy game show better when it came out on The Simpsons in the episode when they went off to Japan and they thought they had to cross a volcano to get the ticket so they could go back home from Japan. Been there, done that. People are conformist. Wow, that's a really huge discovery. My God. So, no. But, yeah, I'm mad at you, Charlie. I had this great punchline.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right, well, let's see who gets the punchline in this one. As we like to say, smell is in the nose of the beholder. A woman in Detroit was upset because one of her colleagues wore too much perfume. Basically, she thought it was too strong and didn't like the smell. She said it was hard for her to breathe. She sued the city. The city gave her $100,000. It happened in a city building, so now there are new rules. Unscented deodorants only. Lightly scented soaps only. No more plug-in air fresheners. And if you're wearing perfume or cologne, you better make sure A, everybody loves it, or B, nobody can smell it. I think I can smell lawsuits in offices across the country right now. Did the city overreact, Gustavo? Is this the height of insanity?
Absolutely the height of insanity. You eliminate any perfumes, any scents, well, then the natural human scents come out, and people are going to be offended by that. At which point does the city just say, okay, you, employee, you are an absolute fool? And, of course, the real fault is the jury who gave this woman a $100,000 lawsuit just because she claimed that she was having an allergic reaction to this perfume. You know what? Just man up and just take it. If you don't like it, well, ask somebody to not use that perfume, and if they don't agree with you, then go to your superior. Don't sue the city for it. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
What do you think, Charlotte?
I think this is abandoning common sense to placate a few people. Michigan has the highest unemployment rate. Detroit, where this occurred, is 30% unemployment. The public officials there say it's more like 50%. It's amazing to me that people will be complaining about something in the workplace. They should be just happy to get a job.
Yeah.
And I agree with Gustavo that you're going to end up with a situation with body odor lawsuits. And then what's going to happen is the employer's going to have to put showers in the workplace and make everybody stand in line and take a shower before work, and then someone's going to fall, and then there's going to be a lawsuit because of the shower, and it's just a never-ending series of lawsuits and problems. So I think it's completely ridiculous.
Gustavo, you have anything to add before we go, Gustavo? You want the last word on this?
Yeah, if not showers, nose plugs. Put nose plugs in everyone, then people are going to sue you because you can't breathe through your nose. It's ridiculous. Like Charlotte says, it's now going to actually set a dangerous precedent for municipal governments across the country that are just going to make it even worse for for the workers to work. Although when it comes to public employees and unions nowadays in California, people might not necessarily have a problem with that.
It'll be hairspray next. That'll be
exactly.
All right, Charlotte, Gustavo, well done tonight. Greatly appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks.
Take care.
Okay. Hey, how would you feel if you were basically held hostage for 6 hours and offered 3 Pringles and a half a cup of water?
If you're so smart, prove it. Contact NBC Filter on Twitter or Facebook, or send an email to thefilter@nbcuni.com. We care what you think, but if we don't like it, we'll filter you.